Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday, April 13th. I have two things I posted on Schoology. One is called Hartman's Quarantine Journal, and that's my sample for what we're gonna do. Oh, I just touched my face, which is totally fine because I'm on quarantine and I see no one. Anyway, one is Hartman's Quarantine Journal, and that's the sample of what you're gonna create. And then the other one is Hartman's journal presentation. It's just two things. There's a folder for this week in writers. And so I thought I'll make a quick video explaining these things because some of you learn like me and you need someone to just tell you what's happening. So before I start, Trixie here is she's recovering. She ate too many jelly beans last night, and I had no idea. Ooh, she's got a little boo-boo there. That she loved jelly beans, especially Jolly Rancher flavored jelly beans. So actually here, I can't believe I still have she heard them. I still have the basket out. I got to get rid of those. But she'll be all right. I'll send you guys updates. So let's take a look. First, I just want to show you the sample. So, I know I could make a screencast-matic, but let's do it how I do it at class. So, here's my sample journal. This is just all about, you're going to do 5 entries this week, 1 for each day of the week. And this is all on Schoology, so you don't need to look at the details here. First one I did was a letter to my future self. So I wrote a letter actually to my future self when we get out of this thing and we can actually be together again. So you could write a letter to your future self. Maybe you want to write a letter to your graduating from high school self, or maybe you want to write a letter to your adult self, or maybe you want to write a letter to your summer self, but here's my sample. The next one I did was discovering new things, walking around my neighborhood. I'm seeing these little rocks that people are writing to inspire people. Maybe you're seeing it too, so I wrote about that. Trixie's better now, you can hear her chasing cats. The next one, gratitude entry. Here's, oh, come on, Hartman. I went a little crazy there. Here we go. Next one, gratitude entry. Monchichi and Trixie, unlikely friendship. I'm grateful I live with these 2 crazy cats and dogs, 4 cats and a dog. Even though they're kind of fighting right now. What are you grateful for? What feels different? I took this picture Saturday before the snow, and time really feels different to me right now. I feel like I have no idea what's happening time-wise. Right, Trix? There, she can be in the video too. And then finally, a list of things I miss. I started out writing like it would be a list and it turned into a poem. So maybe one of your journal entries is a poem. That's my sample journal. If you're like me, samples, that's what helps the most. I'm like, what does it look like? What did you do? What am I making? Let me go through what this week looks like. So this week, you are going to create a journal, just like I did. And you're gonna write every day. So first, why should we write? You know, this first slide is just why should we write? We should write because it's important. We should write because this is groundbreaking. We should write because this has never happened in any of our lifetimes. And we should write to record for the future, but we should also write to process. And I find that when I made my journal that you can read, it really made me think about what is happening. It made me really think about how time is different. It made me think about things I was seeing and helped me process. So that's why we should do this. It's not just about a grade, kids. What do you need to know? Okay, this is what you need to know. First, you are going to make a journal on Google Slides. So you're going to use Google Slides to create your journal. Then, this is really important, name your journal, your name and journal. So mine would be Hartman Journal, right? If my name was John Smith, it would be Smith Journal. Then I need you to share it with me. Share your Google Slides journal with me, because this is how I will keep track of what you're doing and how I will eventually grade. And we'll talk about that in a second. Next, you're going to write every day. So you'll write today. You'll be like, yeah, I'm totally writing about the time I went to the grocery store and saw they had plexiglass up. Now, if you're not going anywhere, I get it. My kids aren't really going anywhere. They're really staying inside. So they would have to write about what they notice around here, or what you're thinking about, right? Next, what should I write about? Okay, so if you're like, what should this journal look like? Look at my samples. Look at what I did. If you're like, I could totally do something like that, do that. Or this slide explains it. You need two things. You need a seed and a reflection. A seed is something you notice, right? Like you notice the plexiglass at the store, or you're out walking in your neighborhood, maybe you saw little rocks, or you're walking past the basketball court and it's empty. Or you're looking out your window and you're like, normally there would be a lot of traffic at this time of day. Or maybe you live with some interesting creatures and you're noticing some things about them that you didn't notice before. I don't know if you guys can see Kiki. She sleeps in the dog cage now. I had no idea that happened because I used to be at school. I didn't know she slept in there. I thought that she slept in there. So anything works. So you have seed, your idea, and then you reflect. And the reflection is, what do you think about this? Your reflection can be just in journal form. Your reflection can be a poem. Your reflection can be a letter to someone, a letter to yourself. Make it what you want, right? Get creative. So that's that slide. Graded. So how is it graded? Quality, right? And quality is, did you do one every day? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There should be 5 entries. Oh, that's quantity. Don't listen to me. I don't know words anymore. Quantity, 5 entries. Quality, does it have a seed and reflection, right? If you write 2 sentences, I saw a bird out my window. It made me think that spring is coming. I'm not saying seeing a bird's a bad seed idea. It's not, but tell me more, right? Just quality. So we've got quantity, 5 entries, quality, do some decent work, and then variety. So push yourself. Most of mine are diary entries, but I did do a letter to myself and I did do a poem totally by accident. So you can do that as well. Do a little variety, do a little different stuff, right? How will it be graded? And we'll talk more about that through the week. Okay, so if you're like me, you're like, now what do I do? Let's go back to it. Create a Google Doc. Name the Google Doc your name and journal. First, last name, right? Make sure I know who you are, because I'm gonna have a lot of these floating around in my Google Drive. Then think about what you're gonna write about today. What's your first seed entry going to be? And write and reflect. Put images in if you want. You'll notice I have some pictures in there. All pictures that I've taken this week. Maybe you wanna just add a drawing that you created, or copy and paste something you saw, or a news article, right? It can be nonfiction too. This is nonfiction, actually. My whole thing is nonfiction. Make sure that you write every day. And this is important. Check Schoology for updates. For our readers, writers, we will expect you to be working Monday, Wednesday, Friday, okay? I might put something on Tuesday. I might put an update of some kind for you, but it's the Monday, Wednesday, Friday that you'll be like, oh, I got to turn something in. You're still writing on Tuesday, though. You're still writing a journal entry. But Wednesday, you'll be turning something in. And then Friday, you'll be turning the whole journal in, all right? And have fun. Be creative. This, please don't let this feel like work you have to do. This is for you to process what's happening. And if you don't feel like writing, you might be surprised. Some of those journal entries, I did not feel like writing. I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to eat jelly beans with Trixie on the couch. But I'm really, really glad I did, because it helped me process what this experience is, because this is a really different experience. And sometimes we feel happy, and sometimes we feel sad, and sometimes we feel bored, and sometimes if you're like me, you're not even sure what you're feeling. So, okay, this video went way too long. I miss you guys. Email me if you have questions. Independent study people, I'm going to do a Google Meet tomorrow on Tuesday, and everyone's welcome to join. But I know if you have more questions, Google Meet might help. All right, take care. Love you guys.